It's not often we talk about volleyball, although in recent months with the Rachel Richardson story, we did talk about it. However, we have another volleyball story to bring you, another women's volleyball story, because this time a biological woman was not involved in something that happened, and parents and everybody involved is furious with this situation. Female high school volleyball athlete suffers serious head injury after transgender player throws abnormally fast ball. So it was a spike against a biological woman's head from this biological male who is competing in high school. And we do have some footage from this that I can show you. Footage shows moment female high school volleyball player injured by spike from trans opponent. Watch this. This is the trans person in question.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Absolutely wrecked. We'll show you one more time.
God.
We'll show you one more
torpedo.
time.
That ball came back and hit that net.
That was out of a cannon.
Yeah, so they estimated like over 70 miles an hour. But again, we're talking about high school girls volleyball. That's the type of athlete we're dealing with. And then all of a sudden you put someone who was born a man, who has, you know, all of the benefits of being a man and going through puberty as a man, all of this stuff. Then you put that person on the court. And people are going to get hurt. And now it's happening. This person got a concussion. They are still like suffering significant problems from it. And now that's resulted in this North Carolina district forfeiting volleyball games against that school with the trans player. Nobody wants to play against this person because girls are getting hurt on the floor. This is an absolutely ridiculous situation, but we've said multiple times, John, you've mentioned it. It's going to take people getting hurt from biological males on the floor with biological women before anything actually happens.
And at this point, it may actually take a death at this point, because there's been biological women actually gotten hurt, like in MMA. It's going to take a death and probably multiple deaths because the votes will not put it into this stuff. And this is crazy. Wow. I can't imagine getting a hit in the head 70 miles an hour.
I actually think more schools, and it'll probably go up to different levels, will begin to not play against other schools that allow this for safety reasons, and that will do a huge wake up shock call or whatever, where they might even make their own little private little division where it's like, if you identify as something different than a boy or a girl, you could play over here with these people, and maybe we'll put something like that together. I'm not sure, but we're gonna see this when the Olympics and all that stuff start putting all that stuff in there together, and people are gonna start protesting it. It will change. It will definitely change, because now you're gonna have a school where a lot of people.
On the state. Look
but eventually it'll domino effect, man. It definitely will. It's gonna domino effect, and people will just either start moving out of different states and stuff if it gets to that extreme. But if you have a child that wanted to be a volleyball player and move their way up, and they're actually pretty decent, and you don't want them hurt or anything like that, people will do what's necessary. It's just, I think it will change eventually. I think it will change with more people start protesting against stuff like this and speak up. People are definitely getting tired of it. If school districts are saying, we will not play against this school, we just won't, because of safety reasons. So,
well, it'll
take some time.
Look what's going on up there in Bernie country in Vermont. They kicked the girls out of their own locker room because of the trans player. The trans player gets the locker room. The biological girls don't. And now one of the biological girls actually has criminal charges for like.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
that's how crazy is it?
We're gonna get to a point where we're tired of it, where it's like, look, I have a daughter. She's not gonna be in a locker room with this. I'm gonna change schools, and then it's gonna trickle down to elected officials and things like that, where people are like, listen, I don't want to put my kid in the same room as something like that, and people are going to get tired of it, and they're going to be moving them out of schools. We're going to see this whole just watch, like, private schools will probably skyrocket, homeschooling will probably skyrocket, which I believe it has already. And so we're going to see those type of things, come about. If you didn't know, like, if you're a homeschooled child or student, they have their own leagues and everything else where they follow like different rules, where sometimes they do play in public schools and stuff like that. But people are going to be tired of it, because eventually you're going to have one human in a locker room because nobody they don't want anybody else to be in there. And yeah, wait till some sexual assault charges start happening.
I think that's what we can hope would happen, but the trend that's been going on and just the way that the mob works, they will go after the people doing the right thing and say, no, you're a this, you're an ish, you feel this way. And then that school gets, they get defunded from the government and everything like that. And they point the finger at the people who are trying to do the right thing because you don't support their woke thing. And then, you have politicians who are running their entire campaign on being woke. So, yeah, I agree with, totally exactly what you're saying is absolutely right.
Because I live in Florida and my governor isn't putting up with any of that bull crap.
But the way that the trend of the mob has been going, that's not the way it is. They will totally go ass backwards the other way and say, no, well, you're wrong because you don't support this trans movement, and then now your school is defunded.